I'm Bethany, and this is Crafting with Bethany, a show where we do crafts in my embarrassingly tiny living room. Are you sitting down for today's episode? Because you should probably sit down for this. I'll wait. Are you sitting yet? You should probably sit down right now. One thing that I think is really fun is dressing my cat up in outfits. You can tell that I have a cat because I make crafting videos in my living room. But the other thing I love to do is play video games. So, how can we bring these two great loves together? I have an idea. We can make a toad hat for your cat. But Bethany, I don't have a cat. Well, you can also make it for a dog or a chipmunk or a small child you would like to see humiliated. So let's take a look at today's supplies. First, we're going to need a sock, a big bag of polyfill, some elastic, a piece of red felt, a needle and thread, glue, and scissors. But Bethany, I don't have any of those things. Then go to the craft store and get them and stop wasting my time. The first thing we need to do is stuff the sock with the polyfill until it's nice and fat. For a large cat, it should be about the size of a grapefruit. For a small cat, the size of a tangerine. And for a kitten, it should be the size of a clementine. Now I really want some fruit. Now we're going to take the scissors and cut the sock about an inch from where the polyfill starts. Then we're going to use the needle and thread to sew the opening closed. If you don't know how to do this stitch, just pretend it's the zombie apocalypse and your friend's arm just got cut off and you're trying to sew him up so he stops bleeding to death. The result will look like a giant Coke balloon. Next, using a water glass to measure the size, draw 4 circles onto the red felt. Like this. Then, cut them out. Then take the red circles that you cut out, apply some glue, and stick them to the side of your sock. There should be 4, one on each side. Now we get to take a break and let it dry. If it helps, you can put a rubber band around the outside to hold them in place until the glue sets. So, what do you want to do while we wait for the glue to set? Do you want to play Mario Kart? Or we can just talk? So, question, and you can be honest. Is my left eyebrow higher than the right one? When your sock is dry, you're going to want to cut a piece of elastic about 8 inches in length. And on the end of the sock, the side where we did the sewing, you'll want to place one side of the elastic so it looks a little bit like that. We're just going to sew that into place very carefully, going over it several times so that it won't come loose when you decide to put it on your cat. Then you'll want to do it on the other side so that you're making a nice, sturdy chin strap. Now, for the final step, you're going to want to sew right down the middle of the hat so that it makes it a little flatter and more shaped like a toad hat. And here you go, your very own toad hat for your cat. Now we just have to try it on the cat. So get out your vicious animal handling gloves, one on each hand. Get the hat, and good luck to you. Good luck to you, sincerely. Well, I can tell from the fact that my downstairs neighbor and his girlfriend have finally finished their afternoon fight and are now having loud makeup sex that our show has finally come to an end. So I'd like to thank you for joining me, and happy crafting.